Hey squaddies, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening whenever you're listening or watching. Hello. Be sure to check out memberships. You can join if you're interested. You'll be in the company of equally amazing squaddies. And just like with all my information, I'll put the links inside the description box. Thanks. Prince Harry and Princess Meghan are headed to Colombia? What? Yes, girl. They're headed to Colombia, and here's the proof. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are headed to Colombia. As Vice President of Colombia and Minister of Equality and Equity, I am pleased to announce that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have kindly accepted my invitation to visit our beautiful country. The Vice President of Colombia, Francia Marquez, said in a statement this past Thursday. During this time in Colombia, Harry and Meghan will visit Bogota, Cartagena, and Cali with Marquez. In these vibrant locations, they will have the exceptional opportunity to engage with leaders, youth, and women who embody the aspirations and voices of Colombians committed to progress, she wrote. In addition to these meaningful interactions, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will experience the rich heritage of Colombia. While no specific date has been shared yet, Prince Harry and Meghan's visit will come before the first global ministerial conference on ending violence against children, which will be held in Colombia this November. Therefore, their trip could take place anytime in the next 3 months. Per Marquez, the Archewell Foundation, founded by the Duke and Duchess for its global leadership in fostering a safer online environment. The forthcoming conference will unveil the comprehensive framework for creating safer physical and digital spaces, tackling issues such as cyberbullying, online exploitation, and the mental health impacts of these threats. It will offer actionable solutions and commitments for countries around the world. During their visit, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, as well as the Archewell Foundation, will engage in several activities related to this important topic. She concluded with, "We are confident that their visit will further illuminate Colombia's role as a beacon of culture and innovation." This would mark Harry and Meghan's third major international trip this year in 2024 after visiting British Columbia in February and Nigeria in May. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I look forward to seeing them whenever they appear there or come there, or, well, we know it's going to be absolutely wonderful, just like in Nigeria and the British Columbia, as they mentioned before. And I'm so happy. And I wonder what Meghan's going to be wearing. You know, she's going to be wearing a lot of beautiful attire. What do you think she's going to wear? And do you think that they'll be coming to Colombia before Thanksgiving, before Christmas, or after the New Year? Let me know in the comment section. Prince Harry and Princess Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, talk about the perils of social media, online bullying, and how they're hopeful to help families impacted by the online harm, in an exclusive interview with CBS News Sunday morning anchor Jane Pauley. The couple is launching a new program called the Parents Network with the charitable Archewell Foundation, which supports parents whose children have been impacted by online harm. And during the interview, Pauley also spoke with parents participating in the pilot program who opened up about how it helped them in the healing process after their child took their own life. Congratulations to Prince Harry and Princess Meghan on the launch of this very important and impactful program. It is definitely needed, especially in these hard times of internet trolls, bullying, where, like in the real world, can do a lot of damage to children. So many have taken their lives at the cruel words or hands of monsters on the internet. And it is time we truly take issues like this seriously. Not even the strongest barrier can protect your child from online harm, but talking with your children or prioritizing in a shift and change in behavior is important. I understand with being busy with work and trying to provide and telling kids to tough it out, and I've been bullied before. Yeah, that doesn't work. Like, you really, really have to be there for your child. The same way you would have wanted your parent to have been there for you when they told you the same thing that you telling your kids.
And our kids are young, they're 3 and 5. They're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of change for good.
That when your children ask for help, someone, is there to give it.
If you know how to help.
Thank you.
At this point, we've got to the stage where almost every parent needs to be a first responder. And even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell the signs of possible suicide. That is the terrifying piece of this.
So this Sunday, watch this interview, especially if you're unsure on how to deal with issues like this, because incidences of both cyberbullying and adolescent suicides are rising in the United States, with recent Center of Disease Control and Prevention data showing that 14.9% of adolescents have been cyberbullied and 13.6% of adolescents have made serious suicidal attempts. So if you or someone you know is involved in cyberbullying, it is important to document and report the behavior. And if you have done everything that you possibly could to resolve the situation and nothing has worked, or if someone is in immediate danger, there are ways to get help. And you can talk to someone now by calling or texting 988. And you can also visit the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And if you're getting bullied in school and you don't feel comfortable speaking about it with your parents or your guardian, you can also contact a teacher, a school counselor, school principal, superintendent, or a State Department of Education. There's so much resources out there. And all of this information that I've gotten along on the internet, it all came through an internet search, a Google search. And this website is called stopbullying.gov. And this is based on the United States. So whatever country you're from, you should definitely have this as well. Just Google search anti-bullying websites or anti-suicidal information. It should be on there as well. And like me, I'm going to watch this very important and impactful interview with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Is going to be this Sunday on CBS. All right, now we're going to get to the next story. I wanted to speak about Prince Harry and his deadbeat father, Charles, and they're no longer speaking. Prince Harry and his deadbeat father are no longer on speaking terms. Prince Harry's desperation to protect his wife and children have deepened his estrangement with his father, King Charles. When the Duke of Sussex returned to the UK back in May to celebrate the 10th anniversary of one of his proudest achievements, the Invictus Games, his father was notably absent from the ceremony. The two were unable to meet during Harry's visit, which the prince's spokesperson attributed to the king's full schedule. However, sources close to Harry suggest a deeper issue. Harry wanted to discuss his ongoing battle for security, which he has been fighting in court for more than 4 years, and believes Charles has the power to reinstate. Buckingham Palace will not comment on security provisions. But a palace source tells People the notion that Harry's security is in Charles' hands is wholly incorrect. Despite a positive meeting between the father and son in February, following Charles's cancer diagnosis, their communications has since deteriorated. Those close to Prince Harry say the monarch no longer takes his son's calls or responds to his letters. He gets unavailable right now, said a friend of Harry's. His calls go unanswered. He has tried to reach out about the king's health, but those calls go unanswered too. Amid the estrangement, Prince Harry remains deeply concerned for the safety of his wife and children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, and has, according to sources, repeatedly asked his father for help. Harry is frightened and feels the only person who can do anything about it is his father, a royal insider tells People. Another source close to the situation says Harry is determined to protect his own family at all costs. in the ITV documentary Tabloid on Trial, which aired in the UK on November 25th, Prince Harry voiced his fears that negative press could provoke a violent attack on his wife. All it takes is one lone actor, he said, citing these genuine concerns as his reason for not bringing Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet back to the UK. Exactly what is stopping Harry from securing the protection he seeks is a matter of bitter contentment. Constitutionally, the monarch has no governmental power in the UK and has the power to bestow police protection lies with the Executive Committee of the Protection of Royal and Public Figures, which operates on behalf of the UK government. But Harry, whose offer to personally cover the cost of the police protection was also rejected in court, feels that as king, Charles could intervene to ensure such protection is extended. The issue has created an impenetrable wall between Harry and Charles. The conversation has now shifted from frustration to complete silence from Charles, claimed a friend. You know, I think that this is just absolutely sad. I'm feel bad for Harry because despite being treated like dirt, he still loves his father. Like, he wanted a relationship with his father, and it looks like he's just not going to give up until he gets close to him. It's based on this. Like, I don't know how true or not this story is because it's based on sources and Royal Insider. So this is a tabloid story pretty much to me. But Charles being a deadbeat father is definitely not a tabloid story. Like, he's a deadbeat father. I've always felt that way. We all know this. I'm not really a fan of his at all. He was a lousy husband to his first wife, Diana. And he's a lousy father to his children. He's just a lousy human being in general. I mean, his mother and father has plenty to do with that, as well as just that whole royal life, that institution. Is to blame. And he had a choice to change, make things better for himself and the monarchy, but he chose not to. He chose to be this horrible individual. And he also has a horrible wife who turns to she was a mistress turned wife. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure she has a lot to do with it as well. She probably wants, Charles to just have a relationship with her children and her family, and has nothing to do with Harry or any of his children with Diana. So, if Harry really is trying to reach out to his father like this in this matter, I feel bad for him. And somewhat I feel bad for him for the most part, but it's also annoying to me. I find it a bit annoying too. Like, it's like beating a dead horse over and over again. He's not worth your time, unfortunately. Maybe he's trying to build a relationship. I'm aware that he wants, to have the security so that he could bring him and his family there. But until then, he's just going to go there to the UK, and I totally understand about him wanting to, just protect his wife and children, because there's psychos out here. You see him every day on the news, psychos. Whether they're shooting away in malls or schools or parking lots, whether there's, people were wearing red hats and chanting, to their cult leader as he spew lies to them. Like, there's just a lot of psychos out here. And we know that Harry and Meghan, I have the luxury of, taking breaks from this, from doing my podcast and, focusing on my own mental health and my own private life. Unfortunately, Harry and Meghan, they're extremely popular. They're worldwide people, well-known people. So while they do have some privacy in their lives, they also don't. People are always watching them and And they most likely have a lot of psychos out there who's mailing threats to them or texting threats to them, emailing, whatever, you name it. And, God bless them. Pray for their safety every day. And I don't know what it's going to take for Charles to overcome his horribleness, because he's just not a good person. And like I said, I'm trying to find something that's, I think he just needs to follow Meghan's suit and just completely cut off his father. He just isn't worth him or his children's time. And yeah, but Harry, he's his own self. If this story is true, Harry, he's his own man, and he can do what he want to do. So if he wants to have a relationship with his dad, an unacquainted relationship with his dad, then that's him. That's on him. And that's all I have to say regarding that. Okay, well, that part of my podcast is over with. I am going to give you guys a word for a real skit. So hit it, Horse Miller.
This podcast is sponsored by Homest,
where the breeze will lead you onto the lap of your very own married middle-aged father of two. Buy it at your local staff fora or at an available Amazon storefront today. Hey
that 10-minute event that I don't care, it's finally over. Dreadful peasants. They weren't that bad. The old women were a bore and smelled terribly.
But they are your base.
I want Harold in that woman's space.
He wants everything of Harold's.
Why are you questioning me all of a sudden?
Forgive me, Your Majesty.
What are you doing in my office? I'm depressed about Harold's popularity.
What's new?
Tampon, baby. Harry and Meghan has an upcoming interview on CBS. What interview? And the Vice President of Colombia has invited Harry and Meghan to visit Colombia. Colombia did what? I am incandescent with rage. When will that take place? I don't know. That blasted kid won't hear the end of it.
Of course I wouldn't, because it ticks you off.
Why are you here?
To know you.
I ban you for ever being in my space.
Sounds like a you problem.
You are the problem. I've heard quite enough. Now, all of you, out of my office, at once.
And that's all for this podcast. And I hope that your days are filled with blue skies, sunshines with positive vibes. I'd like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Also, join a membership. I have the links inside the description box. My name is Deanna, and you are watching Thriving with the Narcissist. Talk to you soon.